Welcome to the No Views News. This program was created on Friday, June 11th, at 3:25 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time, by Zeno Reader. There are 675 headlines from 106 feeds we check to build this automated report. Welcome to No Views, daily automated podcast news. The headlines in this super unknown daily news summary do not imply fact-checking or endorsement of ideas. The first headlines are from the current most popular news site, Yahoo News, with 175 million estimated monthly unique visitors. Ex-Mossad chief signals Israel behind Iran nuclear attacks. Ohio governor opposes anti-vaccination bill after conspiracy theorists claim vaccines magnetized people. Manchin says he will continue to support Hyde Amendment. Schiff calls for investigation after NIT report on seized data by Trump Department of Justice. Judge suspends debt relief program for farmers of color after conservative law firm, white farmers sue Biden. Democrats running for NYC mayor on taking away police guns. Donald Trump says he trusts Vladimir Putin more than U.S. intelligence and asks Joe Biden to send his warmest regards. Trump Department of Justice seized communications data on congressional Democrats, NIT. 3 arrested after toddler, 2 others killed at Louisiana pool party. Missing dog, Tilly, thrown in car crash found herding sheep on Idaho farm. The next headlines are from the second most popular news website at this time, with 150 million unique monthly visitors, Google News. Kyrie Irving post-game interview, Game 3, Nets vs. Bucks 2021 NBA Playoffs, House of Highlights. Hunting leaks, Trump officials seized records of Democrats, The New York Times. No known motive, relationship in Royal Palm Beach Publix shooting that left 3 dead, including toddler, CBS Miami. 2,143 test positive for HIV, Ghana Web. Ethiopia's Tigray crisis, tragedy of the man-made famine, BBC News. See today's rare ring of fire solar eclipse in stunning, fiery photos, CNET. Alleged 3%ers militia members indicted in new Capitol riot conspiracy case, CBS News. Bipartisan group of senators announce proposal on infrastructure, The New York Times. College football playoff 12-team expansion, SEC, group of 5 among winners, Rose Bowl tops losers, CBS Sports. Police, Valley Metro bus involved in deadly crash in Phoenix, Fox 10 News Phoenix. The following headlines are from the third most popular news website, with 110 million unique monthly visitors, The Huffington Post. Traitors need to be executed, stop the Steel organizer indicted in conspiracy case. Trump Department of Justice seized records of House intelligence stems in search for leaks, NIT. Jim Acosta goes all out in assessment of Bull's Tea Factory, Fox News. Newsom blasts judge's wholly owned subsidiary of gun lobby after ruling. Trump reminds us that he trusts Vladimir Putin more than U.S. intelligence. G7 nations plan to share at least 1 billion vaccine doses with the world. Kid Rock doubles down on using homophobic slur in bizarre tweet. Mystery overclaim world's first decathletes born in South Africa. Tyler Perry is bringing Maddie out of retirement, we need to laugh. Willow Smith says metal fans are all hate and verbal abuse at her mom. The next headlines are from the fourth most popular news website, with 95 million estimated unique monthly visitors, CNN. 70-year-old getting PhD threatened with eviction. World War II veteran still waiting for refund from 2019. Woman shot repeatedly in home, man charged. Lake Geneva male boat jumper tryouts. Parents concerned about bullying in schools. Neighbors want dangerous curb fixed. Man dies after getting stuck in manure tank. Driver, cops, blame a cicada for causing this car crash. What the wing shortage means for Buffalo. 12-year-old genius accepted to Georgia Tech. The next headlines are from the fifth most popular news website at this time, with 70 million estimated unique monthly visitors, the New York Times. European leaders support a full coronavirus inquiry. May 2021 Consumer Price Index shows fastest inflation since 2008. Hunting leaks, Trump officials seized records of Democrats. 3 dead in shooting at public supermarket in Florida. Policing reform negotiations sputter in Congress amid partisan bickering. Kim Jong-un calls K-pop a vicious cancer. Texas says it will build border wall with Mexico. Plus. 5 takeaways from the latest Democratic debate for New York mayor. Top mayoral rivals attack Adams and clash on policing and ethics. The following headlines are from the 6th most popular news website, with an estimated 65 million monthly unique visitors, Fox News. Tesla Model S Plaid debuts as the world's quickest car with a jacked up $129,990 price. Laura Ingraham exposes how Biden is sabotaging America. Hannity says CNN, other liberal outlets more concerned with narrative than truth. Gutfeld says you can kiss the America First agenda goodbye. Dana Perino calls Biden G7 comments offensive. Reputed Mies 13 gang members get life in prison for brutal Maryland stabbing death. Alicia Silverstone reveals actual pronunciation of her name. Virginia Tech linebacker accused of beating man to death over catfishing. Tammy Bruce, government sees us as hamsters in the wheel. Loudoun County teacher urges educators to oppose critical race theory, you're teaching our future leaders. TCU plan to drop freshman, use first-year student, draws mixed reactions, report. You are hearing today's top news headlines and more. Today is Friday, June 11th. The next headlines are from the 7th most popular news website, with 63 million estimated monthly unique visitors, CBS News. Prices are ridiculous, shoppers experience sticker shock at the grocery store. Metallica sues insurer over losses from shows postponed due to COVID. Child tax credit, when do your monthly checks start? What can fans expect from SRX Racing Series broadcasts? Access like you've never seen before, says producer Pam Miller. 4th stimulus check, is another relief payment coming? United Airlines COVID vaccine policy has other companies considering. Palmetto Championship preview, can Dustin Johnson get on track at Congaree? The next headlines are from the 8th most popular news website, with an estimated 53 million monthly unique visitors, Mail Online, the Daily Mail. Italian woman who fell into a coma 10 months ago wakes up to discover she is now a mother. A dramatic account of the horror and courage of the British twins who were attacked by a crocodile. Hackers steal 26 million Apple, Amazon and Facebook logins after accessing 3.5 million PCs. Iranian warships believed to be transporting arms reach Atlantic en route to Venezuela. Boris Johnson gives Joe Biden gifts at G7 summit in Cornwall. Animal Justice MP Emma Hurst slams spray-painted green cockatoo seen on Western Sydney train line. Boris Johnson and Joe Biden agree new Atlantic charter. Boris Johnson and Joe Biden insist they're in complete harmony over Northern Ireland. The Crown bosses are struggling to find a boy to play a young Prince Harry. Henry Leeds watches Matt Hancock defending his decisions during COVID pandemic. The following headlines are from the 9th most popular news website, with an estimated 47 million monthly unique visitors, The Washington Post. This is The Washington Post World News Feed. Castillo holds narrow lead over Fujimori in Peru's tight presidential election. The gulf between Boris Johnson and Joe Biden. COVID-19 live updates. As millions of doses near expiration date, FDA extends the shelf life of J&J's vaccine by 6 weeks. Ex-Mossad chief signals Israel behind Iran nuclear attacks. Leftist teacher inches toward victory in disputed Peru vote. Kim Jong-un appears to have lost some weight, and that could have geopolitical consequences. Scenes of the partial solar eclipse. Korean adoptee films pain of mother-child separations. Queen Elizabeth II to join G7 leaders in Cornwall. Global approval of the United States has rebounded under Biden, survey finds. The next headlines are from the 10th most popular news website, which has an estimated 42 million monthly unique visitors, The Guardian. This is The Guardian's U.S. news feed. Cold War or uneasy peace, does defining U.S.-China competition matter? GB News enters the culture war, podcast. Marco Rubio wants to pause student debt, but only to terrorism survivors. Lord releases new single solar power to coincide with solar eclipse. More than 350,000 suffering from famine conditions in Ethiopia's Tigray, says UN. FBI chief calls Capitol attack domestic terrorism and rejects Trump's fraud claims. Iran sends warship on rare Atlantic mission amid Venezuela speculation. Nancy Pelosi rebukes Ilhan Omar for tweet on Israel, Hamas and Taliban. Lake Mead, largest U.S. reservoir, falls to historic low amid devastating drought. Green for hugs, red for no touching, U.S. events introduce pandemic color coding. The following headlines are from the 12th most popular news website, with an estimated 36 million monthly unique visitors, ABC News. Man kills woman, child, himself at Florida supermarket. Wife of drug kingpin El Chapo pleads guilty to U.S. charges. Bipartisan negotiators strike agreement on infrastructure deal. 2 passengers test positive for COVID on first North American cruise since 2020. Sinkhole at Mexico farm swallows more land, traps 2 dogs. Rep Omar says she wasn't equating U.S., Israel and terrorists. The next headlines are from the 13th most popular news website, with an estimated 35 million monthly unique visitors, the BBC News. LGBTQ, the podcast telling Singapore's hidden gay stories. India wildlife officials reunite leopard cub with mum. Puerto Rico blackout after fire at power station. Ethiopia's Tigray crisis, tragedy of the man-made famine. Huntington's disease won't stop me having a baby. Trees, what Netflix's new occult anime reveals about the Philippines. Lake Mead, largest U.S. reservoir, dips to record low. G7, Joe Biden is breath of fresh air, says Boris Johnson. Ilhan Omar, U.S. Congresswoman defends offensive Israel remark. Coronavirus, can countries pay back pandemic debt? The following headlines are from the 14th most popular news website, with an estimated 34 million monthly unique visitors, USA Today. Woman was searching for safe place to pull over when police rammed, flipped her SUV, lawsuit says. Carl Clemens Hopkins on his life-changing 24-hour turnaround. Red alert, Lake Mead falls to lowest water level since Hoover Dam's construction in 1930s. A fifth ocean, National Geographic adds Southern Ocean to world map. Today in history for June 11th. Pandemic forces annual E3 gaming show online. Everyone was running, man kills woman, toddler at Florida public supermarket. Energy company pulls plug on Keystone XL pipeline. Ga Baptist pastor denies impeding abuse probes. Graduation ceremony inspires Harvard-bound student to give her surprise $40 K scholarship away. The next headlines are from the 15th most popular news website, with an estimated 35.5 million monthly unique visitors, the LA Times. Long Beach replaces Rainbow Lifeguard Tower, a symbol of pride, burned in suspected arson. Authorities search for man overboard off Long Beach coast. LA Teachers Union PAC mandates masks and coronavirus tests for all this fall. LA Times seeks to make depositions public in sexual harassment case involving former Garcetti aide. OC fire authorities first female pilot cites boys club mentality in discrimination suit. Gay party impresario Jeffrey Sanker dies at 65. Former OC police chief, 5 others indicted on Capitol riot conspiracy charges. Kaiser launches COVID-19 vaccine trial for children 5 to 11 in Northern California. Black City employees accuse Long Beach of racial discrimination in lawsuit. Democrats push for speedy Newsom recall as new analysis pegs cost at $215 million. We hope you are enjoying this news podcast. Today is Friday, June 11th, 2021. You just heard from the top 15 most popular news websites in the world. More, from other news sources, is up next. Next, Reddit World News. Reddit is a user collective which claims over 430 million active users per month, and these are the top voted stories today. Saudi Arabia introduces a landmark legal amendment to allow single, divorced, or widowed women to live alone without permission from a male guardian. Trump's Justice Department targeted Democrats in Congress in search for source of leaks related to the Russia investigation, New York Times reports. Australian swimmer Madeleine Groves withdraws from Olympic trials, cites misogynistic perverts, bootlickers. Russia is preparing to supply Iran with an advanced satellite system that will boost Iran's ability to surveil military targets, officials say. Amnesty raises alarm as Israel shuts Palestinian health provider. Report, explosion at power plant in Puerto Rico leads to widespread power outages across the island. France's Macron tells UK it cannot renegotiate Brexit deal. Russia officially declares Alexei Navalny's movement, the biggest opposition force, an extremist group. With days left in office, Benjamin Netanyahu accuses opposition of election fraud. Pakistan's largest province, Punjab, will now block the cell phone of anyone who rejects COVID-19 vaccination. Fossil fuel era rapidly coming to a close, climate activists rejoice as Keystone XL pipeline is axed. Takeaway food and drink litter dominates ocean plastic, study shows. New details of torture, cover-ups in China's internment camps revealed in Amnesty International report. Tokyo Olympics have lost meaning, says Japan Olympic Committee member. French man gets 4-month prison sentence for slapping Macron. The next headlines are from Forbes. A limited bipartisan infrastructure bill must be followed by a climate change bill. Kobe White's shoulder surgery a major setback as Chicago Bulls head into crucial offseason. Archer Aviation unveils electric vertical takeoff landing air taxi. Top Democrats demand probe into report Trump Department of Justice sought data of House Intel members. Trump tells Biden to give Putin his warmest regards, reminisces on Great Helsinki Summit. Chewy earnings beat expectations, retailer says more growth ahead. Louisiana's John Bel Edwards becoming first Democratic governor to cut $300 a week federal unemployment benefits. Murkowski proposes expanding no-excuse mail voting as alternative to Democrats' election reform bill. Monsta X, Mamamoo, Joy, B.I., Addis and Wu, this week's 10 best-selling albums in Korea. 3%ers and MAGA rally speakers charged with conspiracy to breach Capitol. The next headlines are from Nature.com. Does vaccinating adults stop kids from spreading COVID-2? Scuba diving lizards and spots on Jupiter, May's best science images. Mysterious fast radio bursts come in 2 distinct flavors. A year after lockdowns began, has research got any kinder? BNT162b2 elicited neutralization of B.1.617 and other SARS-CoV-2 variants. The World Population Update. Currently, we are increasing by over 220,000 people a day, expecting to reach 8 billion in 2023. At the time this report was generated, the population was estimated to be 7,711,010,329 humans. Worldometers.info says there are 195 countries at this time and, of those, the top 10 with the largest populations are, in order, China, India, the United States, Indonesia, Pakistan, Brazil, Nigeria, Bangladesh, Russia, and then Mexico. The next headlines are from Variety. Awake Review, Netflix thriller about a sleep deprivation pandemic has opposite effect. Afterlife Review, London stage adaptation is a fascinating idea that never comes alive as drama. In the Heights, music producers tell how the songs transitioned from stage to screen. Chinese propaganda film 1921 bounces back despite prior nationalist boycott. Danny Elfman talks about making a big mess and returning to rock a quarter century after Oingo Boingo split. John M. Chu responds to criticism over treatment of South Asian characters in Crazy Rich Asians. New movies to watch this week: In the Heights, Peter Rabbit 2, Infinite. Will Packer and Kinetic Content to adapt 7 Days in June romance novel for TV. Lorde leads her disciples to the beach in extremely summery new video, Solar Power. The Waltons, Homecoming special at CW sets main cast. The following headlines are from NPR, National Public Radio. Nevada plans to use 3 or 4 drugs for late July execution. 2 artists want G7 leaders to end Doist, so they sculpted the mound of trash. Ex-police chief and 5 others charged in Capitol riot conspiracy. 10 senators say they agree on infrastructure framework, but there are few details. Medicare copays for new Alzheimer's drug could reach $11,500 annually. New report details first-hand accounts of torture from Uyghur Muslims in China. The Senate has just confirmed the first Muslim American federal judge in U.S. history. Omar is forced to clarify after Democrats say she equated U.S. Israel with terrorists. Welcome to Froggyland, the Croatian taxidermy museum that may soon come to the U.S. Johnson & Johnson COVID vaccines get an extra 6 weeks of shelf life. The following headlines are from The Week. Trump Department of Justice seized Apple data from Adam Schiff, other House Democrats. Zahid Qureshi confirmed as first Muslim American federal judge in U.S. history. Bipartisan group of senators reach nearly $1 trillion infrastructure deal. G7 countries expected to donate 1 billion COVID-19 vaccine doses worldwide. The Democrats' identity politics minefield. Unemployment fraud during the pandemic has reportedly funneled billions to foreign crime syndicates. Rap Island Omar makes full backtrack on ICC questions despite fierce defense from AOC. Jeffrey Toobin asked what the hell were you thinking during CNN return. Democrats are in danger of losing their advantage with minority voters. That's good for democracy. Caitlyn Jenner refuses to say Trump lost the 2020 election. The following headlines are from the Texas Observer. Forget the Alamo unravels a Texas history made of myths, or rather, lies. The next headlines are from Universe Today. Sending a spacecraft to another star will require 1 million lasers working together. Did asteroid impacts provide both the heat and raw ingredients to enable life? Astronomers have tracked down the source of high-energy cosmic rays to regions within the Milky Way itself. Partial solar eclipse images from around the world. Jeff Bezos will be flying to space aboard New Shepard next month. These are the news headlines for today, Friday, June 11th. This podcast is produced only in English at this time. As of 2020, the Ethnologue reference lists 7,117 different human languages, with English being the third most common, after Mandarin Chinese and Spanish. The following headlines are from earthsky.org. Meet Australodon, Australia's largest dinosaur yet discovered. China to launch Shenzhou 12 mission to its space station. Why NASA sent tiny water bears into space. The next news is from Politico. George Floyd's murder transformed America. Adam Schiff calls for investigation after report of his phone records being seized by Trump Department of Justice. Adams takes hits on living arrangements as New York mayoral candidates spar in third debate. Hell yes, Clyburn to seek another term in 2022. Jason Miller to head tech startup that could become Trump platform. Soaring prices draw both shrugs and screaming in Washington. Kid COVID-19 vaccines, 3 takeaways from the FDA's big meeting. Arizona AG running for Senate after tangling with Trump. Feds obtain another conspiracy indictment in January 6th riot. Police reform talks stalling as law enforcement groups bristle. The next headlines are from the Sydney Morning Herald in Australia. Victoria COVID live updates. State records no new local cases as restrictions eased in Melbourne. 25 kilometres limit. Masks remain. Hugh McKay. Our legacy is whether we succeed or fail in enriching someone else's life. Inside running. Zaki hot favorite on Mega Stradbroke Day. The epitome of a classical ballerina. Why I let go of the pandemic hair I loved. Store Wars, what do I do when I'm sent off my trolley? Helen goes pumpkin spice pancakes with bacon and maple syrup. Neil Perry's braised pork belly with black beans and shiitake mushrooms. Malaysian king steps up to tackle COVID crisis as political unrest mounts. Why do fine dining waiters monopolize the wine? The next headlines are from MarketWatch. The moneyest. I'm 59. My wife is 33. We have 2-year-old twins. I pay for my mother-in-law's rent. The time has come for me to cut the cord. Next Avenue. Don't believe these Social Security myths. The Wall Street Journal. Bipartisan Senate group reaches agreement on infrastructure proposal without tax hikes. Rich IPO paydays for Airbnb. DoorDash CEOs lead influential advisory firms to target execs at their first shareholder meetings. IPO report. Chinese ride-hailing company Didi files for IPO with something U.S. rivals haven't offered. Profit. Buy this, not that. You can now save $200 and get free white glove delivery on the best luxury mattress in America. Lawrence A. Cunningham's Quality Investing, memo to company directors, deliver for shareholders or face consequences. Market Extra, food fight in the municipal bond market as demand devours all supply. Newswatch, inflation is surging, how high will it go? Check out MarketWatch's new tracker. Personal Finance Daily, why mortgage rates fell despite inflation hitting a 13-year high and fixing student debt will take more than loan forgiveness. Next, the top stories about patents and inventions. Inventor stings patent office, mockingly bringing honeybee tech to public with perfume scent course, Digital Journal. 15 universities have formed a company that looks a lot like a patent troll, F. Eliminating property rights for vaccine dangerous serving Minden Gardnerville and Carson Valley, the Record Courier. How patent law has changed for the worse, Walter Bradley Center for Natural and Artificial Intelligence. Getting IP and antitrust right is crucial to turbocharging the U.S. innovation economy, IM. Smithtown HS West students to showcase inventions at Eureka Fest, Patch.com. Lynch Shale LP deciphers IP ownership for independent contractors, iNews. Form 10Q Signet Jewelers Limited 4, May 1st Street Insider.com. China's overly broad junk patent dragnet could snare legitimate filings, IM. Everyday IP, the notable IP of golf, basketball and other sports, Lixology. The next headlines are from Quartz. European companies have no intention of decoupling from China. It's a month too soon to be stressing out over U.S. inflation. It's time for G7 countries to put up or shut up on climate. How to run a feminist company. Value investing. A better way to communicate with white people about racism. GameStop is trying to raise $1.5 billion without revealing its e-commerce strategy. For all it's made in India, bitch, Covaxin is the most expensive COVID-19 vaccine in India. JBS ransom, G7 agenda, stiletto Crocs. A proposed diamond mining project in India could lead to the felling of over 200,000 trees. The following headlines are from TechDirt. The decades-long trademark dispute over pretzel internet service providers comes to its obvious end. Most used electric car buyers have no way to confirm vehicle battery health. Instagram's big experiment with deprioritizing likes fizzles as some people apparently really like likes. FBI, Australian police ran a backdoored encrypted chat service for 3 years. State court confirms the obvious, there's no expectation of privacy in text messages sent to other people. Daily Deal, the essential Microsoft SQL Server training bundle. Not as surprising as you may think, Garland Department of Justice says that Trump denying raping E. Jean Carroll was official presidential business. Detroit, the latest city forced to cobble together working internet thanks to telecom market failure. Denuvo is still claiming it's in the anti-piracy business even as games continue to strip out Denuvo post-launch. We are now about 1/3 of the way through this daily news headlines podcast, a free service. Here, next, are the top trending keywords in Google web searches for today, a different window on world events. Leslie Grace. In the Heights cast. Boris Johnson. Royal Palm Beach. Nets vs. Bucks. In the Heights. Epic Games. Inflation. A Million Little Things. Ilhan Omar. The next headlines are from RT, the first Russian news station in English. CDC to convene emergency meeting on rare heart condition linked to COVID vaccines. Texas to build its own border wall as Governor Abbott ramps up illegal immigration feud with Biden. Pentagon chief absolutely concerned about Iranian ships crossing Atlantic and proliferation of weapons in our neighborhood. Don't fall asleep, Trump trolls Biden ahead of summit with Putin, slams lowlifes in U.S. intelligence that undermined Helsinki. $400 billion, or roughly half of U.S. unemployment benefits paid out during COVID-19 pandemic, may have been squandered by criminals. Massive fire and explosion at San Juan power plant triggers blackouts across Puerto Rico, videos. Third member of FDA advisory body resigns, calls Alzheimer drug approval worst in recent U.S. history. Excessive punishment, CNN brings back pundit Jeffrey Toobin, 8 months after he exposed himself on Zoom call with colleagues. Joe Biden and Boris Johnson sign new Atlantic Charter, but the world may have moved on. U.S. personnel treated for smoke inhalation after rocket attacks on Iraq bases, but no serious damage to sites, State Department. The next headlines are from Zero Hedge. De Souza, an orchestrated hoax. Washington moves to make sensitive private data available for Minority Report-style AI research. This close U.S. ally is selling China billions in military-related equipment. Watch history-making event as Boeing's drone refuels fighter jet. New leak of taxpayer info is, more, evidence of IRS corruption. Which countries have the world's largest proven oil reserves? How Washington is positioning Al-Qaeda's founder as its rebranded asset. Scientists revive 24,000-year-old worm-like animal frozen in Siberia. Australia and Japan join forces to hold Beijing accountable for its economic bullying. Goldman requires workers to report if they are vaccinated. The following headlines are from Al Jazeera, Middle East News. What are G7 countries promising on COVID vaccines? Ruling in key Indonesian filthy air case postponed, again. Rural Philippines pays price for ignoring COVID warnings. The politics of Japan's Taiwan vaccine donation. Bipartisan deal on infrastructure emerges in U.S. Senate. GameStop stock plummets 27% following earnings report. A question from Ilhan Omar sparks furor in U.S. Congress. CryptoPunk Alien NFT sells for $11.80 at Sotheby's auction. First 3%ers charged in U.S. Capitol riot conspiracy. Biden announces no strings attached global vaccine donation. The next headlines are from Breitbart. Rep. Mike Waltz asks West Point superintendent if critical race theory will continue being taught on campus. Carville to AOC, do the math, we only have a 50/50 Senate, no one is playing patty cake. Far-left Congressional Caucus calls attacks on Ilhan Omar as distorting her views. DHS Chief Mayorkas to travel to Mexico after White House suggested VP Harris's visit failed. Bipartisan senators strike tentative infrastructure deal. Squad comes to Ilhan Omar's defense, enough with the anti-blackness and Islamophobia. Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin, we have diversity, equity, and inclusion focus in the military. Texas, Arizona governors call on pairs to send resources for border surge. Defecting officer, China uses genital torture on new hires, breaks limbs with hammers. Nolte, CNN LOL crashes to 12th place in primetime ratings. The next headlines are from UPI News. Kansas lottery player wins Keno jackpot while celebrating birthday. Book return to Indiana Library was nearly 52 years overdue. Look, bear rescued from rafters at Virginia manufacturing plant. Watch, colorful Candyland house for sale in Chicago. Watch, golden retriever gives woodchuck a ride to shore in Massachusetts lake. Look, alligator wanders into Florida post office. Watch, world's longest eyelash measured at 8 inches. Look, Montana firefighters rescue baby deer from window well. The following headlines are from goodnewsnetwork.org. Electronic nose has been developed that sniffs out COVID infections in just 80 seconds. Endangered humpback whales gain new protections in Pacific Ocean from the U.S. Eating this vegetable may prevent a hangover, study suggests. Watch quick thinking kayaker save pair of rare eagles drowning in the Danube River. Puppies are born ready to communicate with and understand humans. You're tuned to No Views, daily automated podcast news. This is a report for Friday, June 11th. Thank you for listening. The next headlines are from Reddit Offbeat News. After 6-year-old accidentally eats a marijuana gummy, mom urges for safer packaging. Octopuses rolling on MDMA reveal unexpected link to humans. Nun admits to stealing over $835,000 from her school to help finance gambling habit, feds say. After truck breaks down, Addison firefighters hose down chickens to keep them cool in the heat. Red alert, Lake Mead falls to lowest water level since Hoover Dam's construction in 1930s. The far-right anti-mask movement is coming for Republican governors. Jada Pinkett Smith steams her vagina on talk show. Nurses attempt to prove vaccines make people magnetic backfires. Shots fired at National Park after alleged Bigfoot sighting. Jimmy Fallon fooled by Canadian No Frills faux album Holland State of Mind. The next headlines are from a site called The Next Web. AI-powered construction supervisor app ensures buildings are earthquake safe. Study, people are more likely to exploit trustworthy AI than other humans. Bloodsucker, there's a free online vampire, the Masquerade convention this weekend. Z5 launches in the US to deliver a big dose of Bollywood to America. Yo, plastic soup, these tiny swimming bots are coming to destroy you. Camtasia 2021 is a down and dirty video editor that helps craft pro-quality videos without the time and cost. My off-grid weekend in NF proved that my friends are idiots. Stop complimenting your colleagues. Laser-powered microscopes can destroy some biological samples. Quantum tech fixes that. Bide electric school bus will feed electricity back to classrooms. The following headlines are from Science Daily. Common diabetes drug shows promises treatment for COVID-19 lung inflammation. Cause, scope determined for deadly winter debris flow in Uttarakhand, India. World first discovery could fuel the new green ammonia economy. How cells measure themselves. Cell phone use while driving may be tied to other risky road behaviors in young adults. Saliva can be more effective than nasopharyngeal swabs for COVID-19 testing, researchers find. Pinpointing how cancer cells turn aggressive. Could naked mole rats hold key to curing cancer and dementia? Bacteria-sized robots take on microplastics and win by breaking them down. Asteroid 16 Psyche might not be what scientists expected. The next headlines are from Information Week. Machine learning basics everyone should know. What SolarWinds taught enterprises about data protection. This is a reading of news headlines. This broadcast was created on Friday, June 11th from over 100 sources, to give you a bigger picture of the news. The next headlines are from NASA News. NASA selects new science investigations for future moon deliveries. The next headlines are from the Salt Lake Tribune. Utah Jazz surged to 66-53 lead over Clippers at halftime of Game 2. Utah Jazz LA Clippers buzz, Quinn Snyder gets physical, chance for Rudy Gobert, Donovan Mitchell is on fire. Open fires no longer allowed on state and unincorporated land in Utah, order says. Benyon Creek Fire forces mandatory evacuation of 10 homes. Fireworks still a wildfire threat even after state ban. Bear River fire grows, causing highway to close. East Canyon fire now 90% contained as Bear Fire keeps US 6 closed. RSL forward Bobby Wood is quickly acclimating to his new team. Do you spend more than half your income on rent? Here are resources that can help. Here's what the University of Utah's medical school will do with a historic $110 million donation, and how it could help patients across the state. The next headlines are from Slashdot, Tech News for Nerds. Self-driving Waymo trucks to haul loads between Houston and Fort Worth. Laughing gas can help treat depression, small study finds. IMF sees legal, economic issues with El Salvador Bitcoin move. CryptoPunk NFT sells for $11.8 million at Sotheby's. Linux Foundation readies global COVID certificate network. Reddit ends Secret Santa gift-giving platform. Google kills Measure, it's our based measurement taking app. Apple hires former BMW executive for its rebooted car project. CDC to meet on rare heart inflammation following COVID vaccine. Internal data from breach circulating online, Cyberpunk 2077 Maker CD Projekt says. The next headlines are from Fox St. Louis. Man sentenced for crash that killed St. Louis football coach, victim's family says it isn't enough. MUDD already warning drivers about upcoming I-55 project. O'Fallon Heritage and Freedom Fest returns for 4th of July. More children and teens needing mental health support. Belridge PD eliminated in cost-cutting move, policing now outsourced to Normandy. Teen shot while attempting to steal tip jar in South St. Louis. Missouri lawmakers plan to address lack of broadband access using COVID relief dollars. Insane, surreal, KMOX host witnesses shots fired at St. Louis police. Cable TV movie to chronicle the 2006 Ashley Reeves case from Metro East. Buy your tickets today for the St. Jude Dream Home. These are the current headlines from the world's most interesting news websites. Thank you for listening. The next headlines are from Fox San Diego. 2 people test positive for COVID-19 on first post-pandemic cruise from North America. Here's how California's mask rules will change June 15th. Inmate, 41, found dead at Otay Mesa jail. Family worries woman's diabetes played part in wrong-way crash. Authorities find woman dead in her home after pulling son from burning car. Still in disbelief, says first California vaccine lottery winner to speak out. Next draw for $50,000 prizes is Friday. Chula Vista brush fire prompts closure of interstate on-ramp. Ex-California police chief among latest charged in Capitol riot. Motorcyclist killed in crash with big rig. Biden announces U.S. will donate 500 Pfizer doses, urge world leaders to join in. The next headlines are from spooknews.com. Raytheon partners with AI to integrate SPY-6 radars onto Navy's missile destroyer. 5 Instagram tips and tricks you can try. The most anticipated movies of summer 2021. Germany is a bad alley. Israeli tech company selling zero-click hacking software to Saudis. 3 things to know. Exclusive, Met Police launch forensic review into death of MI6 spy found in bag. This is the critical level for the SPY ETF. What we know so far about the 355, market capitalize. We are former Central Intelligence Agency officers who parent 5 children. Here's our top 3 safety tips you can start using now. ICE launches investigation into SBFD, hidden camera found 95.3 MNC. The following headlines are from Defense Blog. U.S. Navy test modern counter-UAS technologies aboard USS Shiloh cruiser. Ukrainian anti-tank missile show phenomenal accuracy during demo. U.S. Navy launches its new, more lethal Flight 3 destroyer. The next headlines are from SupChina, top news about China. China passes anti-sanctions law to push back on Western pressure. Puppies and kittens reign supreme for childless young Chinese. U.S. Senate plans to spend hundreds of billions to counter China. This is the No Views, daily automated podcast news. Today, in the GMT time zone, is Friday, June 11, 2021. Now, more headlines. The next headlines are from KRON4 San Francisco. Pride flags hung in honor of Walnut Creek woman's daughter stolen. Many Americans moved to cheaper housing markets in 2020. CA could create 1 million new jobs as it transitions to clean economy. California Lieutenant Governor explains recall election process, timeline. San Jose flea market vendors fearing displacement offer $2 m. Long Live Love Foundation, Oakland-based charity celebrates first anniversary. When will San Francisco reach COVID-19 herd immunity? $2 million lottery winner found dead in Michigan River. Auto burglaries increased 139% in this part of San Francisco. 2 people test positive for COVID-19 on first post-pandemic cruise from North America. The next headlines are from the Daily Herald. White Sox 2B Madrigal sidelined by torn right hamstring. Boys track and field, Mitchell's 3 wins help Neuqua Valley take sectional. Person hurt in road rage fight in West Dundee. Authorities release sketch of rapist. Wakanda, Island Lake in spotlight for new Amazon Prime series. It's identical, College Church in Wheaton replaces steeple toppled by tornado. COVID-19 hospitalizations reach new low as Illinois moves to full reopening. Don't forget the sunscreen for outdoor activities this weekend. As Illinois reopens, what do families with children too young for vaccines do? The following headlines are from Seattle PI. Events, festivals, free fishing, more happening in Seattle this weekend. Seattle to give away 2,000 free Orca cards to food and grocery workers. PCC Community Markets delay opening of downtown Seattle location to 2022. New covered performance pavilion, play area open in Seattle's Occidental Square. The next alerts are from the Global Disaster Alerting and Coordination System, a cooperative effort from disaster managers worldwide. Green earthquake alert, magnitude 5.5 m, depth 63.96 km, in Indonesia November 6, 2021, 2:23 UTC, 440,000 people within 100 kilometers. Green earthquake alert, magnitude 5.7 m, depth 10 km, in Costa Rica October 6, 2021, 23:27 UTC, about 14,000 people within 100 kilometers. Drought is ongoing in Azerbaijan, Iraq, Iran, Jordan, Syria, Turkey. Drought is ongoing in Afghanistan, Iran, Kazakhstan, Pakistan, Tajikistan, Turkmenistan, Uzbekistan. Drought is ongoing in Argentina, Bolivia, Brazil, Paraguay. You are hearing the No Views, daily automated podcast news. Today is Friday, June 11th in the Greenwich Mean Time zone. Headlines here were found today in news feeds from around the world, but we do focus on the USA, one of the world's current 195 countries. Now, more news. The next headlines are from ABC Houston. Papa John's Pizza gives worker new car after his catalytic converter was stolen. Family of man injured in hit and run wants driver to come forward, you know who you are. Ex-NFL player linked to missing girlfriend now a wanted fugitive in Montgomery County. Dr. Granada Lathan says she did what was asked during time as HISD's interim superintendent. Houston ISD Board approves $2,500 pay raise for teachers. That big I-69/I-610 ramp closure we've been talking about, it's underway. 70-year-old getting PhD told eviction threat over housing rules was misunderstanding. Houston pitches World Cup site with mural visible from the air. ICE deportation officer accused of continuously abusing mother of his child. Lawsuit, Arkansas state trooper causes pregnant woman's car to flip over using pit maneuver. The following headlines are from China Post, top news about China, Taiwan and the world. Mark's 4 hits lead Marlins past Rockies 11-4. Sam Mewis scores in U.S. Women's 1-0 win over Portugal. Hutel, Grandal lead White Sox past Blue Jays 5-2. Whitmer seeks $250 for parks, Senate has $1.5 billion bridge plan. Trump Department of Justice seized data from House Democrat in leaks probe. Bucks blow big lead, then rally to edge Nets 86-83 in Game 3. Taiwan taxi drivers find work and delivery amid Level 3 epidemic. Bernice King, racial justice activism must focus on strategy. Korean adoptee films pain of mother-child separations. The following headlines are from The Gothamist. A recap of the best mayoral debates so far. At least half of all Indian Americans report being discriminated against, according to new report. New York lawmakers vote to give monitors veto power in East Ramapo School District. New York legislature passes parole reform bill intended to slash prison population. Extra, Darnell tries to get out the vote on the subway. Council advances bills to improve working conditions for delivery workers. De Blasio introduces NYC to ranked choice pizza topping voting. Photos, New York Philharmonic kicks off Bryant Park Picnic Performances series in style. Macy's 4th of July fireworks are back and will be more extravagant than ever. Coronavirus statistics, tracking the epidemic in New York. We hope you are enjoying this podcast. If you have a suggestion for a new RSS feed we should add, please leave it in a comment on our YouTube page. The next headlines are from globalissues.org. UN-backed report finds no G7-based stock exchange indices align with Paris climate goals. Unprecedented rise in gang violence across Haiti's capital displaces thousands. Global progress against child labor ground to a halt, UN report. Security Council urged to bring multilateralism alive to tackle serious global challenges. UN agencies scale up response to address looming famine catastrophe in Tigray. New WHO guidance aims to stamp out rights violations in mental health services. Investing in lives and livelihoods of India's women crucial to nation's full recovery. 9 in 10 African nations set to miss urgent COVID vaccination goal. From climate change to COVID, are we ready to deal with disasters? First person, owner of first vegan football club scoring sustainable goals. The next headlines are from blacklistednews.com. The end of cryptocurrencies. Massachusetts School Committee allows real-time crime center to monitor students live. The following headlines are from Snopes, a fact-checking service. Where did the term pink slip originate? Cop pulls McDonald's McFlurry cup off skunk's head. Yes, Jeffrey Toobin has returned to CNN after Zoom call incident. Your older home could have razor blades in its walls. What are the origins of Juneteenth? Shrek VHS tapes opened on TikTok to try to win minivan. 3 dead, what we know about shooting at Southeast Florida Publix. Rumor alert, is Kanye West dating Irina Shayk? The unanswered Jeopardy! Question, who's the new host? Did Rep Gommert suggest changing the moon's orbit to fight climate change? The next headlines are from factcheck.org. Facebook post misleads on bipartisan Capitol attack report and interview. We are now about 2/3 of the way through today's news headlines. When everything is working, this feed will auto-update 3 times per day. Join us daily to stay informed. The next headlines are from the Daily Beast. If JBS treated COVID as seriously as cyber attack, workers might still be alive. CNN insiders react to Jeffrey Toobin's awkward on-air return, it's insane. Mom recalls horror of unknowingly sleeping beside murdered 6-year-old daughter. Keeping up with the Kardashians ends not with a bang but a whimper. Trump's loyal, low-profile money man could bring him down. Questions swirl after powerful lawyer's wife, son are killed amid fatal boat party probe. Epstein kept dossiers on his victims to blackmail them. Jill Biden challenged Melania Trump's "I really don't care, do you?" quote with love. Yogi turned Stop the Steal protest organizer indicted for January 6 conspiracy. The next headlines are from the New York Post. Dartmouth drops charges against med students accused of cheating online. Senators announce tentative deal on infrastructure bill framework. Sean McVay happier now that Matthew Stafford is in Rams fold. Mets Jacob deGrom likely to face scrutiny after viral video. Gunman identified in Florida Publix shooting as Timothy J. Wall. The following headlines are from astronomy.com. The sky this week. Enter the summer triangle. Infinity and Beyond. Episode 20, What are quasars? 20 of the best places to view the 2024 Great North American Eclipse. Did solar eclipses help kickstart human curiosity? You're tuned to the No Views, daily automated podcast news. If you are hearing this, you found something super unknown. Congratulations. Now back to the headlines. The next science headlines are from CBS News. U.S. makes major strides in fight against COVID-19 as death toll nears 600,000. Biden says U.S. to donate 500 million doses to global COVID-19 vaccine supply with no strings attached. Spectacular views of Ring of Fire solar eclipse. Breaking down Biden's plan to donate COVID vaccines. Ring of Fire solar eclipse captured in photos around the world. Hospitals across U.S. tell workers they must get COVID-19 shots. Biden announces U.S. new global vaccine efforts. Special report, Biden speaks on global COVID-19 vaccine effort. Phil Wilson on HIV/AIDS in America 40 years later. How to watch the rare Ring of Fire solar eclipse on Thursday. The next headlines are from the New York Daily News. 5 victims in San Francisco fertility clinic disaster awarded $15 million. American Airlines flight attendant scolds passengers, calls flight a living hell. James Corden pressure to end incredibly culturally offensive segment Spill Your Guts. Man on meth broke into retired firefighter's home wearing red cape, 72-year-old smoke eater steered him outside and called the cops. Eric Adams, Andrew Yang spar during NYC mayoral debate. Amazon employees won't be required to be in the office for 5 days per week. Corey Johnson comes under intense scrutiny during first official NYC controller debate. End of NY's legislative session, a mixed bag as lawmakers wrap up. Kid Rock stands behind his use of anti-gay slur and doubles down. 2 passengers test positive for COVID on first North American cruise since pandemic started. The following headlines are from military.com. Neo-Nazi group members linked to attack plot pleads guilty. Top general pressed on Biden remark about climate change's threat to U.S. After 3 years, Veterans Health Administration's acting leader to step down. Army promises to reimburse soldiers affected by broken tuition assistance website. Volunteer testing begins in Marines' groundbreaking body composition study. Fly infestations, cancel dialysis, senators reveal grim conditions at some VA hospitals. U.S. soldier in Kuwait dies after non-combat incident. Louisiana guardsman deployed to Syria dies after non-combat incident. There will be 450 F-35s in Europe by 2030, NATO commander says. Dozens of U.S. troops and others at Al-Assad Air Base donate blood to help wounded Iraqi soldier. The next headlines are from the Chicago Tribune. Coronavirus in Illinois updates, state to take biggest step yet back to normalcy on Friday. 366 new COVID-19 cases and 18 additional deaths reported Thursday. Archdiocese of Chicago updates COVID-19 protocols as state prepares to enter final reopening phase. Man threatened to shoot driver's head off before firing at CTA bus after argument over mask, prosecutors say. I've always felt I was an American, Illinois guardsman realizes dream of citizenship at mass vaccination site. More standardized tests in Illinois schools, vote delayed as educators raise alarms, our students and teachers are exhausted. Reopening day, Illinois on Friday to take biggest step yet back to normalcy after more than a year of COVID-19 restrictions. Man sentenced to 26 years in federal prison in 2016 shootout with DEA agents in Joliet Mall parking lot. Boy, about 14, fatally shot in Lawndale. The spin, the politics of COVID-19 as Illinois prepares to reopen. A closer look at what's holding up the energy bill. Brad Schneider versus Ilhan Omar. Former Northwestern student sentenced to probation for sexual abuse, battery. The following headlines are from phys.org. Astronomers spot a blinking giant near the center of the galaxy. Fashion for pointy shoes unleashed plague of bunions in medieval Britain. New family of atomic thin electride materials discovered. Ocean microplastics, first global view shows seasonal changes and sources. Disagreeable married men who shirk domestic responsibilities earn more at work. Butterflies and moths have difficulty adjusting to a rapidly changing climate. How do plants balance microbial friends and foes? Machine learning model doubles accuracy of global landslide nowcasts. Novel liquid crystal metalens offers electric zoom. Venus hotter than ever, third new robotic explorer on horizon. Thank you for listening and for staying informed. This audio was produced today, Friday, June 11th, in the GMT time zone. The next headlines are from the Seattle Times. Red Sox beat Astros 12-8, avoid sweep as Martinez homers. Oregon lawmakers expel Republican House legislator who led violent protesters into state capitol during pandemic closure. 5 women win field event titles at NCAA Outdoor Championship. 2 passengers test positive for COVID on first North American cruise since pandemic started. Leona Maguire takes LPGA Tour lead at Lake Merced. Messi, Di Maria and Agüero in Argentina's Copa America squad. The following headlines are from MercuryNews.com. Gilroy, man arrested on suspicion of shooting at police during highway chase. Is it time to declare the I-880 toll lanes a disaster? Roadshow. CCS Softball, championship results in all 5 divisions. Ram Laureano to full workout in Near's return. Trevor Rosenthal could return mid-August. Poll finds many Americans have few people to trust, depend on. Chile to shut down capital Santiago as COVID surges. Medicare copays for new Alzheimer's drug could reach $11,500. Letters, foiling fireworks trading privacy DUI red flag language divides countering ransomware common and deadly. Q&A, California reopens next week, can I trash all my COVID masks? Photos, solar eclipse a spectacular show in northern parts of US and globe. The next headlines are from the Washington Times. Nevada to new drugs for lethal injection execution. Greg Abbott, Texas will build its own border barriers. Bipartisan tentative infrastructure deal reached. Judicial Watch sues DNI, state for coronavirus origin documents. Kamala Harris to host Texas Democrats who block GOP election law bill. Jim Acosta, CNN anchor, Fox News has become more Trumpian after 2020 election. Christie says Trump sent wrong message about China's leader. Sean Hannity tops Talker magazine list of talk radio stars. Judge rejects effort to return MLB All-Star game to Georgia. Austin defends Pentagon budget, Afghanistan pullout on Hill. The next headlines are from The Intercept. Cori Bush demands FBI data on her protest activity. The Intercept condemns Rio police investigation into Brazil editor Leandro de Mori. States are making tenants jump through hoops to get federal rental assistance. In the least wired country on earth, U.S. military asks airstrike victims to file complaints online. The NYPD is still stopping and frisking black people at disproportionate rates. This is No Views, daily automated podcast news. You are hearing headlines for Friday, June 11, 2021. Now more. The next headlines are from Eureka Alert. Dinosaurs lived in greenhouse climate with hot summers. LSU Health New Orleans study reports compound blocks SARS-CoV-2 and protects lung cells. Cells construct living composite polymers for biomedical applications. Clearer and refocused STEM images. New research shows link between politics, boredom and breaking public health rules. Model shows sharp decrease in HIV incidence in England. Decoded genome of little-known disease offers hope for citrus. Forget-me-not, novel target shows promise in treating Alzheimer's and related dementias. Study identifies how COVID-19 linked to Alzheimer's disease like cognitive impairment. The next headlines are from the Chicago Sun-Times. Cubs playing their way into meaningful games this summer. White Sox strike early, get 6 strong innings from Dallas Keuchel and 5-2 win over Blue Jays. Police search for driver in South Chicago fatal hit and run. New Trier high school student, out for walk during sleepover, dies after falling on third rail of CTA tracks in Evanston. Pritzker Energy Plan proposes $694 for Exelon nuclear plants, closing Prairie State coal plant. Sense of loss on a familiar story as Corpus Christi, 4 other black Southside parishes merge. 14-year-old boy shot dead in Lawndale, as his family packed to move to a safer place in suburbs. City says car shredder may be harmful to residents' health, compares company's legal claim to shredder fluff. Catholics rejoice, masses with holy water, full choirs and communion on the tongue are allowed again. Owl factor, can White Sox maintain grip on first place despite major injuries? You are hearing today's news headlines. These headlines are for Friday, June 11, 2021. Now more. The next headlines are from the Houston Press. The Third Eye of Texas, record store day drop celebrates Houston psych rock history. Texas Democrats hope George Floyd's murder would make major police reform possible. They were wrong. Upcoming Houston food events, Mayan-inspired tacos and a Juneteenth celebration from top chefs. Main Street Theater announces its new season starting in fall 2021. Deshaun Watson told Kareem Jackson, "I want to be in Denver." Best virtual bets, Real Pride, Silent Earth, and Music at Miller. Dennis DeYoung wraps up recording career with nostalgic, yet timely 26 East Volume 2. The next headlines are about world records making news. Who crossed the greased pole in the fastest time? Record-making viral video shows, Hindustan Times. The Columbus Pearls attempts to set new world record, Digital Journal. New Guinness World Record, 252 golf holes in 12 hours, Newsmax. Man completes 1,500,231 push-ups in a year, sets Guinness World Record, News Talk ZB. Minecraft gamer Tommy Innit breaks 2 Twitch records, Guinness World Records. Check out this world record drone light show over Berlin Olympic Park, Drone DJ. Co-awarded keys to Florence 40 years after 800 world record, Reuters. African woman gives birth to 10 babies, becomes contender for world record, WWBT-NBC 12 News. Suffolk world record breaker Dean Gould's Titanic feat, Ipswich Star. Virginia Beach fisherman likely caught world record red drum in the Chesapeake Bay, the Virginian pilot. The next headlines are from Gizmodo. Miami's Bitcoin conference may be the latest COVID-19 superspreader event. Aquaman 2's full title was just revealed by James Wan. Extremely sexy pointy shoes warped the feet of medieval Europeans. Hackers stole source code from Electronic Arts and are selling it online. Sci-fi horror movie Meander looks absolutely terrifying and I hate it. Microsoft teases its Windows 11 event with 11-minute video of startup sounds. Uber accidentally promised its U.S. workers healthcare subsidies. Chief Zoomdick analyst Jeffrey Toobin is back on CNN. Marvel She-Hulk adds Jamila Jamil as the villain. DC Horror's The Conjuring comic expands another chapter in the spooky universe. What place in the world had the hottest and coolest temperatures today? According to ElDoradoWeather.com, the hottest place on Earth in the past 24 hours was Arafat in Saudi Arabia at 118.76 degrees Fahrenheit or 48.2 degrees Celsius. The coldest recorded weather temperature on Earth in the past 24 hours was Concordia in Antarctica at minus 102.46 degrees Fahrenheit or minus 74.7 degrees Celsius. The following headlines are from Ars Technica. Some people cannot get FCC subsidy because street isn't the same as street. Review, our favorite trickster god is charismatic as ever in Loki premiere. Elden Ring shows off first gameplay footage, confirmed for January 2022. Biggest health insurer plans to deny ER bills if it doubts you had an emergency. Dark Skies API, iOS app, and web app will all stop working next year. The Anacrusis, Left 4 Dead plus Sci-Fi plus Persistent AI, coming to PC, Xbox this fall. AI source code stolen by hacker claiming to sell it online. GameStop stock falls sharply amid 5M share sales plan, SEC investigation. Facebook is a hub of sex trafficking recruitment in the US, report says. Google to stop treating EU antitrust remedy as a promotional opportunity. The following headlines are from Raw Story. Patriot Party leader arrested complaining about critical race theory at Arizona school board, report. Cruise lines clashing with Ron DeSantis over requiring proof of coronavirus vaccines. Pelosi rips the weaponization of law enforcement by the former president after harrowing spying report. William Barr was truly out of control, legal expert stunned by Trump's Department of Justice spying on Democrats. Adam Schiff, Department of Justice must clean house after Trump caught spying on Democrats. Bill Barr could lose his law license over Trump Department of Justice spy scandal, legal expert says expect a lot of legal fallout. Trump turned his Department of Justice into the very deep state he claimed to be taking on, CNN's Cuomo. This is what Trump wanted, NIT reporter explains Department of Justice spying on Adam Schiff. Adam Schiff calls for probe after revelation Trump administration spied on his family, report. Low-profile Trump money man could be the key to finally bringing down former president, report. The next headlines are from Mother Jones. Biden just decided not to protect meatpacking workers from COVID. Marco Rubio will defer your student loans, but only if you survive a terrorist attack. 14 GOP-controlled states have passed laws to impede free elections. A new Giuliani tape shows a key witness didn't testify accurately in the first Trump impeachment. Facebook says it's ending special treatment for politicians, don't expect real change. Killing Nemo, clownfish on coastal reefs live shorter lives. Ransomware attacks are hitting small business, some of the targets are even military subcontractors. How the George Floyd uprising was framed for white guys. The next items are today's top search results for extraterrestrial life. US, Europe to collaborate on new Venus mission, Voice of America. NASA missions to test idea of a watery past for Venus, Science magazine. Contacting aliens could end all life on Earth, let's stop trying, The Washington Post. We need a plan if we find we're not alone, Business Day. The following items are today's top search results for the term neural plasticity. How Ohio State University researchers use machine learning to repurpose FDA-approved drugs, BBN Times. Scientists discover gorditas and other novel brain cell types, The Scientist. Want your brain to reach its full potential? These advanced nootropics have you covered, Futurism. Research snapshot, finding confirms process by which ketamine acts as an antidepressant, Vanderbilt University News. We are nearing the end of this broadcast. This report is for Friday, June 11, 2021 in the GMT time zone. What cities are in that time zone? Well, Reykjavik, Iceland, for one. You might wonder if our server is in Reykjavik. It could be. The following is from the UFO Chronicles. Release of UFO photo prompts more questions than answers. That's it for now. Thanks for enjoying today's newsfeed headlines. This, indeed, has been a No Views, daily automated podcast newscast for Friday, June 11, 2021. Bookmark us and tune in each day to our free automated podcast to find out what's going on, around, and, sometimes, light years, beyond the Earth. Fair use statement. News i8 is a US-based educational not-for-profit news site. We use only parts of content, in transformative ways and without market usurpation. This means you are still going to want to read the original if you are interested in it beyond the headline and any comments we make. We provide links to original sources wherever possible. If you have any copyright concern, please contact us via our About page for immediate remedy. Contact us, Zeno at XENOMAILS 2021 by News i8. All rights reserved.